friends invited us to their wedding, and it was the worst ever.
Oh boy, bad wedding.
My husband and I are invited to a wedding in 2 weeks' time, and it is the most unorganized and weirdest thing ever. We have a couple of friends attending and had a call today to have a what the F session as we're all equally confused. So let me tell you about it. By the way, this comes from Leah Leg Nochi.
Nice.
And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Angie.
And we're here to give good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, this wedding is in Paris. We're all from France originally, but from different parts, and all currently living and working abroad. Paris is known to be really expensive, and definitely never a first choice from provincial people like us, but whatever. We never received official save the dates or invites, just invited into a WhatsApp group to give us the details. We're told the wedding will be at the town hall on Saturday morning at 9, then to meet them for lunch on a boat they've rented at 1, but to find ourselves what to do between the wedding and lunch. Then told us that the lunch is actually just snacks and a few drinks, buffet style, and that we're encouraged to bring drinks if we want something other than beers and soft drinks. The boat is only rented until 8 p.m., and after that, everyone has to go home. This is very unheard of at a French wedding. A wedding without a party is not really one.
That's like in the olden days where it's like you have to consummate the wedding. It's
Right.
Like,
you have to have a party.
Yeah, we gotta dance at least.
If we haven't danced, we're not married. We've planned with a few others to go to a restaurant together afterwards, as the newlyweds will spend their first married evening and night together. But this doesn't end there. We've been told, actually only my husband was told on a separate WhatsApp group, that we were also required on the Sunday for the actual wedding ceremony.
What?
The plan is to have 80 people joining them at a local park in Paris with no reservation or booking. Everyone has to bring their own lunch and sandwiches, towels, and drinks for a picnic. They also want us to come well-dressed, semi-formal, to take pictures together. My husband, who's really good friends with the groom, has been asked this week, yes, 2 weeks away from the wedding, to be the flower boy. Cringe, we're all in our mid-30s.
Listen.
OP, listen, I know there might be a cultural thing, but you guys need to lighten up.
You need to have fun.
This sounds so fun.
Like a picnic and like in semi-formal might be uncomfortable, like sitting on a towel.
That part sounds a little uncomfy.
Right. But listen, that's cringy for finding that cringy.
Yeah.
Really embarrassing.
Flaunt that flower girl booty down the aisle.
Exactly.
And to prep a speech with the other boys and to come early to help set up. At this stage, I'm just absolutely flabbergasted. If it were a budget issue, I would 100% understand. However, the bride and groom are two of the most well-off people I know. They own multiple houses and never had any financial issues.
Oh.
That is a little bit weirder then.
Yeah.
So to me, this feels incredibly tacky to ask people to fly over and spend a whole weekend with them in one of the most expensive cities in Europe, to not feed them or provide any sort of entertainment. I'm honestly thinking of just giving them the bare minimum, like 50 euros from the both of us, as traditionally the gift is supposed to pay for your dinner. But at this wedding, there's no dinner. My husband and his friends have tried to talk to him, and he just feels that we don't get their vision. And that they want to do something unique. But at what cost? I'm regretting having accepted this invite now, but I'll update to let you know how it's actually gone. And we have that update, I think.
Oh, boy.
Listen, my thoughts?
Yeah.
Sounds super fun. I think that you can do what you want for your wedding day. And if that's what they want, sure.
Yeah.
Do I think it also could have been nice maybe if they let people stay in one of their multiple houses in France?
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping maybe that's the case.
That would have been cool.
Or a ceremony like in a backyard.
That's what I was thinking too. Is like have it at one of the houses.
Yeah.
But if that's not what they want.
But if maybe they have a connection to this park. Maybe they like had their first date in the park or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Something. And it's like, I feel like you're so worried about just being there and you're not, I don't know, like it seems weird. I feel like we've read stories where people are like, oh my gosh, nothing is planned and like I'm expected to help out with all this stuff because I'm like their sister or close friend or something like that.
Right.
But that doesn't seem like the case here.
Right. Your husband has to go a little bit early to set up the park, but what is
Yeah.
it really set up? Like, put the towels on the ground?
Right.
Lay out the blankets?
Like you're saying you're regretting accepting the invite, but you just have to show up and be happy for them. You don't have to,
Right.
like, it's not about you.
They're not asking you to do a ton.
Yeah.
And I do feel, again, like it's probably some cultural differences,
Probably.
but I'm like, in America, I feel like a lot of people do this.
I
feel like that.
like, sure, there are still like traditions for
Yeah.
weddings, but it's more normal for people to try new things. I
Right.
think.
And like the groomsman as like a flower boy or
Yeah,
flower girl,
that's
like
funny.
is so common lately.
Yeah. So come on.
But we have an update. This is the day before.
Okay.
We've received the following news, still on the WhatsApp, by the way, which is a community channel, not a group, so we can't even reply. They asked if anyone could bring Bluetooth speakers. They changed 3 times the exact location of the picnic within the park. They gave 3 people's numbers to contact if we have any questions. One of them wasn't even invited in the group and found out because we jokingly texted him.
Ugh.
He was never asked to do this and had no clue what's going on. His only thing is that he's from Paris, so maybe they thought he could help with directions. We were told to be dressed semi-formal for the civil wedding, but to also bring either a change of clothes or accessories to match the theme Dare to be Fun. That's what I feel like their wedding is.
Yeah.
We were originally told there would be a shuttle between the town hall and the boat, which are on complete opposite sides of Paris, then told to find our own way by scooter, bike, or Uber.
Huh.
They sent a video of the boat, and honestly, it's just an old barge houseboat that looks absolutely not cool. They confirmed they'll be bringing some snacks on Sunday for the first to arrive, and the others were welcome to bring their own food and drinks and share if they wish. Okay, and we
Okay.
have another update, which I
Well.
did see is going to be about the wedding.
Okay, great. Listen. Okay. Oh, okay. So I have conflicting thoughts now.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like after that little update, it's kind of like, okay, yeah, there are some things that they're doing that's just like fun. You can chill out,
Right.
OP, but at the same time, like it does seem pretty unorganized and like,
It seems
Weird.
unorganized, and it's like if they are so well off, like just provide the shuttle. Like provide
Yeah,
don't
especially
do
if you already
food for
said.
the first to arrive.
Right.
Like just have food.
yeah, exactly.
Like stick to your like we'll have like small bites, but bring a
Right.
meal. That's fine. It's
And
a
it's-
picnic.
Also, kind of funny for like the first to arrive. Like we're getting that was at the boat or at the picnic.
Yeah, it's for the boat, which is
Because-
like everybody has to arrive before it leaves.
Right,
but
and we're like pretty much getting there at the same time if like we're coming from one place to another. Like,
whoever's Uber goes
we're all-
first.
Yeah, I guess so.
How fast can you ride a bike?
Right.
Update 2. The wedding was just as expected, cheap and tacky. Thank God we met there with friends we hadn't seen in a long time, so we were still able to spend a nice weekend together. But if we had been there on our own, we would definitely not have stayed this long. All the different activities were in complete different locations within Paris. Going from one side to another took over an hour. All of this had to be done in a taxi or an Uber. We probably spent over 150 euros just in transport.
Dang.
Day 1. We were told to join them at Town Hall at 10 a.m. for the wedding at 10:30. Arrived at 9:45, no one there. Grabbed a coffee next door, 10:15, still no sign of the bride and groom. 10:30, they arrive, start to mingle, but don't seem rushed. We then learn the wedding isn't starting until 11:30, but they wanted to make sure everyone was there on time. 11:25, we're invited to enter the town hall. Civil wedding starts. 11:45, we're done and outside. We do group pictures, then are told we'll be walking further away to take pictures in a park nearby. We arrive to the park. It had been raining for the past 3 days, rendering the park muddy. All the ladies in heels were struggling to stay upright. Now, I will also say, OP, you knew you were going to a park. Why did we wear heels?
Why?
Parks are usually grass.
Right. Can't be having no stilettos, ladies.
we
Sorry.
could have thought about that one.
Right.
Pictures with all the group last an hour. In the sun with no shade, no drinks, not even water. Everyone's sweating away. 1 p.m., we're told we can go to the boat. Originally, there would be a shuttle, but this never happened. The taxi takes us 45 minutes, 60 quids. 1:45 p.m., we arrive at the boat, somehow before the bride and groom. The boat is actually a houseboat on the river, someone's actual home they rent out. There's no decoration and a bunch of personal items all around. Some of the bride's family start to blow and attach balloons. There are no tables or chairs, just one couch. The captain, owner, is staying there, so we have that random 50-year-old dude hanging around. 2 p.m., the couple arrives, but things are still being set up. Everyone is waiting around. Everyone is super thirsty. 2:15 p.m., the groom says, "Everyone come get a drink." The living room has a bar with 3 bottles of bubbly.
Yeah, there you go.
5 bottles of other types of bubbly.
Right.
1 bottle of white grape juice. 1 bottle of red grape juice. 16 cans of
Adult soda.
adult sodas. Also 1 bottle of a liquor. Few bottles of Coca-Cola Zero. Sparkling water and fruit juice. We were 35 people, and this was meant to last until 9 p.m. No one got wasted, and we ran out of drinks quickly. Okay, wow. As for food, they served some finger food. These were tasty and fancy, but definitely not enough for everyone to feel full. The afternoon kept going, still no chairs or tables. The older people were definitely getting tired. They had organized games, although they asked a friend of ours to do so. 1 was a quiz on the bride and groom. 1 was an Enigma escape game, which was the highlight of the day, but organized by our friend. And a friend playing guitar and singing for an hour. The captain was hanging around with everyone the whole time. You do need someone to drive the boat.
Yeah, I feel like that one was weird. It's like, well, were you gonna do it?
Right.
Like,
Which one of you guys was going to not drink and
yeah,
captain your boat?
right.
Then came the speeches from the family. This lasted an hour, all standing up. At 6 p.m., they served sheet cakes. Then nothing happened until 8 or 8:30. We had planned to leave by 8:30 to go to a restaurant. However, around 8 p.m., the groom negotiated with the captain to stay until 11:30 p.m. However, no food was served as dinner. They had said, "We may order pizzas," but never happened.
Yeah.
We got home at 12 a.m. and had to Uber Eats as we were starving. As the captain hadn't planned to have us until then, some of his own friends showed up at 10 p.m. and were just hanging around. Weird. Between 9:30 and 11:30 p.m., the groom played a techno mix set. He mixed live, but no one had anything to drink, and we were all exhausted from standing all day. It was just awkward. Also, they had asked for people to bring a change of clothes, semi-formal for the wedding, then something fun and daring for the boat party. Only 1 couple did so, and both dressed in a Japanese kimono. The bride and all her family are Chinese.
Oh.
#awkward.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Nice. Where was your fun and daring outfit, OP?
Oh, my gosh. That's daring for sure. For sure.
Day 2, all guests, which are 80 people, including kids and dogs, were asked to show up at 12, ceremony at 1 p.m. Husband and I showed up at 2:10 p.m. No sign of the couple or guests.
They learned from the day before.
10 minutes later, you
Right.
could have shown up an hour later. Texted friends to learn some had shown up at 11:30, saw no one, and that the park was getting busy, so they secured an area. They had to ask people to leave as there was not one space under tree shade that was free. We were asked to bring our own food, and drinks were encouraged to share, LOL. Couple arrived at 12:30. Some guests helped putting up decorations. The bride showed up in a summer dress, the groom in shorts, runners, and Hawaiian shirt. They started prepping the ceremony area with balloons while telling people to start eating. There are no chairs. People sit on the ground to eat and stand during the ceremony. Well, it was a picnic.
Yeah, I mean,
But we do have to think about, like, some people can't sit on the ground.
yeah, that's true.
They're not getting back up.
Right.
Friends, husbands, and I sat together and shared our food and drinks. Then we're told to stand in a semicircle around the couple, who are sitting in chairs while we stand. My husband was still asked to be the flower girl despite his complaints. They added a flower crown on his head.
Cute.
He was not happy and was eye-rolling the whole time.
Come on.
One of our friends was the officiant and did a great job with what little guidance he was given. But then speeches started again. The officiant asked my husband if he could speak as a favor. Turns out 5 minutes before the ceremony, he's told that 8 more people will be speaking after all. This lasted an hour and a half. After the speeches from the day before, there's only so much more that can be said. And if I hear one more joke with, I asked ChatGPT to write my speech, no, I'm joking, ha 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 ha, I'll unalive someone. Standing an hour and a half listening to boring speeches while bugs were dropping from the trees was a nightmare. Kids were getting super frustrated. The officiant made a joke about how he could see people getting weak in the knees and could sit down. But oh no, the chairs haven't arrived yet. The face of the couple was priceless. Then the exchange of the rings. The groom had organized a prank on his wife.
Oh, God.
He had a friend bring the rings in a little pouch attached to helium balloons.
Oh my gosh.
They pretended to let go and the balloons flew away with the supposed rings. The bride and most people were horrified. He let that joke go for 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Leaving the bride panicking about their rings, saying it's just material things and that accidents happen. Then another friend said that was a joke. Here are the rings. Eye roll.
Oh my God.
Ceremony ended. We went back to our blankets to finish our sandwiches. Then they came around with the food they had promised. We each got 1 cherry, 1 apricot, and 1 piece of the sheet cake left over from the day before.
Oh my God.
A single cherry.
That's crazy. It's like that scene in Victorious where they're like stuck in the hot van.
The water.
They have the like water in a little water bottle cap and they just get like a little bit of a lick.
Like a tongue dip.
Yeah, and they pass it around. That's insane.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
We had a train to catch, so didn't stay much longer, but they apparently did another game and a group pick with a drone. From speaking to the family of both bride and groom over the 2 days, we know they were all pretty disappointed with how the weekend went as well. Definitely won't be participating to their wedding fund or sending a gift. Our friend group and us have all decided to take a break from the couple for at least a few months as we're so PO'd by the lack of respect from this joke of a wedding.
Oh my gosh.
Comments. Commenter 1. Honestly, for the picnic, I really think you guys as a group should go balls to the walls and bring the fanciest food, the best champagne, dress beautifully with flats, of course, and make the bride and groom look like a couple of schlubs. Okay.
Couple of schlubs.
Opie says, our plan was to order from Uber Eats. No way I'm bothering buying a crap sandwich in the morning. We haven't planned anything else yet as we don't even know if we'll even all be able to sit there. For reminder, this is a public city center park on a Sunday during holidays with 80 people invited. I've already flagged this to my husband and his friends that I think it's highly unlikely that we'll all be able to find a spot at the park. So we'll see how it goes. Commenter 2 says, what? Wedding in Paris in August with these arrangements? Oh, heck no. Surely you can have an emergency come up before then. I'm a Francophile Australian and you could not pay me to be in Paris in August. Just no. And these wedding arrangements? Nothing, just no. Reply, from everything I hear, you can't pay most Parisians to be in Paris in August either. We have an update post-wedding 6 months later.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'm still on the side of, like, there were some things that I think maybe, one, we're probably just not getting because we're like, that's totally normal here.
Right.
But that, like, you could have just kind of been like, okay, that's not what I would do, but, like,
Yeah.
whatever. I also think, though, there's a lot of things that couple, like, really dropped the ball on that weren't fair when you're, like,
For sure.
holding people to a ceremony and, like,
Yeah.
a set schedule.
Yeah.
You need to feed them.
Yeah, because I feel like that's just how you host is just like,
Right.
you don't want your guests to have to do anything.
They were bad hosts.
For sure. And then the fact that like they still had a wedding fund that people were
Right.
expected to contribute to. It's
I'd
like,
be
yeah, I
no,
wouldn't
my
do that
wedding
either.
fund was the Ubers and the
Yeah.
taxis and the food.
Right. After you like told me that you would take care of it, but you
Right.
didn't. Like, yeah, that was me taking care of it for you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Some things, like, I think if you know that you're having a wedding in a park, you don't wear heels. But
Yeah, that's on you guys. But you know.
I guess maybe they didn't think they were going to the park that first day, though. But I feel like
Yeah,
still
it
could have worn
still
heels
seems
for
like
a
it was
boat.
outside.
But who knows?
Either way. Yeah.
And where was your fun and daring outfit?
Yeah, come on.
But we have an update. About 3 weeks after the wedding, my husband received a text saying, "Hey, bud, just wanted to check if you didn't forget to send us a gift. We can't see your name in the gift list, so just want to make sure you were not forgetting something." Winky face.
Oh.
Okay, no. Now I'm way more on your guys' side.
You can't
That's
do
so
that.
rude.
You
That's
can't do
so rude.
You can be upset and like a little bothered if someone doesn't get you a gift. Obviously, in like normal situations, not this one, but like,
yeah,
but you can't just ask like that.
right.
Oh my god.
Obviously, we were pissed. What a rude thing to ask for. Clearly, making sure to not miss anything is an excuse to say they figured out we hadn't participated. Also, asking this 3 weeks after, etiquette says you have 6 months to send the gift. We checked with our group that attended and also didn't give, and all of them received the exact same text. Yikes.
Oh my god.
I wanted to reply with all the things that went wrong and tell them to F off, but my husband and the rest of the guys decided to ignore it, and they all replied something like, sorry, between all the money we spent for and during the wedding and the summer holidays, we've been a bit tight for cash, so we haven't sent anything yet." I feel like if they're going to copy paste that text, you guys copy paste that text. Everybody sends the same answer.
Ooh,
And then it's kind of like
idea.
hey, we know what you're doing.
Yeah. Like we're all
talk.
talking about it.
Yeah, like we're all friends.
That's
Come
a
on.
great idea.
It might be a little passive aggressive, but
Well, sure.
I like it.
But it's also like it's true.
They did
for
it
everyone.
back.
Yeah.
Right? They were being rude first.
Yeah. But it's like it's also like not even a lie or
Right.
anything, you know? It's
We
just kind
spent
of like
so
a little,
much money.
Yeah.
And still to this day, we haven't given anything to this sham of a wedding. 6+ months after the wedding, we took a break from the couple and ignored them. However, it looks like pretty much all their friends and family did the same, so they started to realize something was wrong. For example, he organized in November his 40th birthday, but no one that attended the wedding went. Just before Christmas, the groom reached out to my husband's friend group, him plus 2 other guys, including the best man, asking what was going on. While everyone kept everything to themselves this whole time, him asking why everyone was icing them basically opened the can of worms they probably didn't expect. From that chat, a group call was made where the 3 guys, including my husband, told him all that went wrong at his wedding, why it was crap, and why everyone was feeling like this, and how disrespectful the whole thing was. The groom was really shocked, but kept pushing back, trying to gaslight the guys into thinking it wasn't so bad, that they all had a great time. But the guys were prepared and told him everything we all felt. That was a long call. By the end, the groom was pretty defeated, but apologized for making us feel this way. They all agreed to take time apart to heal the relationship. After that, the groom and bride did the same with their own families, thinking the friends had exaggerated and that the families would be more supportive. But oh no, from what we've heard, the chats with families were not good. They both were extremely disappointed. The bride's family was even ashamed by the events and had to ring several family members that had attended and given large checks and apologize on their behalf. Yikes. So after all of these conversations, they finally understood it was a big deal and they had massively effed up. The groom reached back out to our group and this time genuinely apologized and thanked them for still attending and trying to have a good time. More private conversations have since happened, and the groom has been trying to repair the relationships. But everyone is still keeping them at arm's length, and their conversations are now very superficial. However, during Christmas, the couple revealed they were pregnant and quite far along. I think she already may have been 2 to 3 months pregnant at the wedding, but she's very petite and never really drank booze, so we didn't notice. The baby will arrive at the end of January.
Wow.
By the way, you can always arrive to your favorite podcast app to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. You can go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, search up OK Storytime. Got a little bit left, but
My goodness.
I mean, good that you guys called them out and they like
Yeah.
realized,
Yeah.
because that is a crazy text to send asking about the money
Totally.
and stuff.
Totally. It's just so way out of line because it's like for any sort of gift or contribution like that, it's like it's expected because of tradition and stuff like that, but you technically like you can't.
Right. And
You
like
can't
what they
expect
said at the beginning, it's expected typically to cover the cost of your meal.
Yeah.
And they
True.
didn't feed you.
They didn't. They said bring your own like sandwiches.
Right.
They said bring your a Lunchable to the picnic and then Uber over.
And here's your one cherry and one apricot.
Yeah. Like it's passing it out like it's communion.
Right.
Like here's your yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I think I'm so glad that they're not the only one that
Yeah.
like is mad about this, and they're understanding from everyone telling them that they have to. They're finally
Collective.
understanding it.
Yeah. Cool. We congratulated them, asked a few questions, and that was it. But then the first thing the groom did is send the baby registry list into the group
My gosh.
without any context or message. Like, no, we'd be super grateful if you could participate. With all the items being super expensive, which pissed off the group once again. And one of them bluntly said, F off, groom. Are you going to ask us for money every time we talk? Can't you effing read a room and learn from your mistakes?
Oh my gosh.
So once again, people got really annoyed, thinking he never learned a thing. So now we're not planning to participate in the gift registry. However, once the baby is born, we'll send a gift of our own choosing. Because that's not the baby's fault. His parents are poop heads. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed that update, and hopefully they'll now be too busy with the baby to bother us. And that's the
Oh my
end of
gosh.
that story.
That is so
Wow.
crazy. They're like just getting married and just having kids just so they could get gifts.
That's what
honestly.
it feels like. They're
It's
like, we
really
didn't
is.
get the wedding gifts. We'll get them with the baby.
Yeah. Just watch this. And then I bet you they're not even pregnant. That's
Oh my God.
another,
That'd be a whole nother thing.
right? But wow.
Yeah.
That's-
I was very,
yeah.
skeptical at first, OP, but they're crazy.
Yeah. My friend accused me of stealing their dog after they abandoned it.
That's your dog now.
I, 31 female, live overseas with my wife, KP, because of the military. For a while, we lived with another married couple, Francis, 35 female, and T, 34 female. We were all really close, like chosen family. We did everything together, lived together, traveled together. It felt like an adult best friend dream situation. Except over time, it got weird. By the way, this comes from Certain Salt 2008, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. And I'm Angie.
I'm Carly.
And we're here to give good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We're just going to guess what we would do in the situation, so let us know what you would do in the comments. So, OP says, logistically, we had 2 vehicles belonging to KP and me. I allowed T and Francis to drive my car. They just had to drop me off and pick me up from work when they needed it. Each couple had a bedroom and a bathroom. We also had 4 shared living spaces, the kitchen, landing/office area, a loft, and a living room. They also brought a dog, which was a compromise, as we did not want any pets. All of us worked except for T. I worked full-time, went to school full-time, and still handled most of the cooking, groceries, and kitchen cleaning. When I said I was exhausted and needed a break, everyone says, you don't have to do everything. But when I actually stopped, no one stepped up. Meals stopped, no one grocery shopped, and somehow I was the bad guy for being distant. Keep in mind, this was only a 2-week period. I noticed T and Francis started acting pretty passive-aggressively. They began pulling away emotionally, with short responses, no eye contact, and avoiding conversation. I approached them to see what the issue was because it was getting tense in the house. T told me that she was upset because I hurt Francis. When I asked for clarity, she told me she'd save that for Francis to tell. 2 days later, I spoke to Francis. This was what she wrote as her issue. Francis' message. Blah, my feelings have been hurt, and I know I've played a part in that by not being clear about what I needed. Still, I think it's worth talking about where we are and how we move forward. I'm writing all of this because I don't want to fumble through it in front of the class. If I don't write it out, I'll probably get overwhelmed either by your emotions or mine and forget what I actually want to say. This just helps me lay everything out fully. It feels like you wanted a gym partner for motivation, but now most days you're just confirming that I don't want to go. And it seems like you've jumped at the chances to go with other people instead. It feels like you've stopped actively coordinating with me. I don't think you check the calendar anymore, and you're not around when I get home, so we don't even talk face to face about scheduling. Side notes, I know you're usually upstairs, but I never know if you're sleeping, doing schoolwork, or just decompressing. I've asked KP a couple of times, and she said you're not busy, but then I'd come up and find you asleep. So I'm not going to keep doing that. Also, sending me a text saying we haven't seen each other in a while without actually making the effort to see me is wild work. If you'd rather go to the gym, eat, hike, or drink with other people, that's totally fine. Just let me know so I'm not trying to coordinate something that's not mutual. And if you want to add people to our sessions, just give me the courtesy of a heads up. The time you spend coordinating with them could have been spent coordinating with me too. I also want to say I've noticed you making time and effort for our outings with other friends, and I respect that. But when it comes to us, it feels like we only see each other in the car or at the gym, nothing else. I won't speculate as to why that is, but it makes me feel unimportant. Like maybe I'm just an Aries that you've collected, or maybe I'm just not new and shiny anymore. And yeah, that sucks to realize. But if that's really where we are now, I'd rather just know. I'm not going to tell you you can't hang out with other people. You're an adult. You don't have to sneak around with them. It's not hard to notice you don't pack lunches anymore, and you either get off the phone or put them on hold to go straight upstairs to finish talking. It just feels weird and icky. Is there a thrill or something? This is crazy. As if it's like cheating. Is this a thrill to find your new and shiny new friend?
Do you enjoy talking to your friends?
God! I thought I was your friend. Come on. What hurt most was realizing that you're my only friend here, and it seems like you found others so easily, especially after you've said yourself how much you dislike hanging out with military people. I felt jealous. I started sacrificing sleep just to spend more time with you, but I'm not going to do that anymore. I will take responsibility for my parts, and I'm working on being more independent from you. Going forward, I'm just going to be clearer about what I need from this friendship. Things like follow through, respect for my time, and honest communication. And I hope you'll continue to respect where I'm coming from. There's an edit to this text. I didn't feel like editing the above message again, so F it. What hurts the most is being lied to. I feel like I've played the fool and I was just a plaything. You threw all your energy into us when we first met. Now I can't help but wonder if this is how your other friends at the time felt. I felt like we could be a family and we could make living together actually work. Don't pretend to be family and then treat me like just a roommate. Why parade us around to people as family? Why act so weird about it? Are you bored? What's so hard about being honest, especially when you prefer directness? Whatever the reason is, which I'll give you space to answer, I don't want you to change. Keep this same energy because changing now wouldn't be genuine. It can't be. And for the last time, 1, do not think for me. 2, I am not my wife. We are separate entities. Oh, and that's the end of the text. Okay, there's still more to the story, but that was so much.
Oh my God.
I bet that was one that you had to like tap on to
read
open.
more?
Yeah, because that was long.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
And a whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of nothing.
A whole lot of like, okay, your insecurities are really showing that you haven't made friends.
Right. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That is so crazy. It's like you're super busy and you're not making time for me. I feel like I'm not being valued, but also at this point, nothing you can do is going to fix it.
Right.
So don't even try to make more time with me, even though earlier she definitely was saying something about making more time with me.
It's that Diary from B Kids thing where he's like, don't talk. Don't text me. Don't come to my house.
Literally. It's like
but they live together.
Right. Yeah. Right. So insane. But there is a little bit more to the story.
Right.
When I tell you, I sat there stunned reading that novel. It went from I miss our friendship to you're lying and sneaking around in one paragraph. Yeah, again, as if they're cheating.
Right.
Crazy. I responded calmly, apologized for any hurt, told her I understood. But she just said that she wanted distance.
You can't give us her whole text and not give us your response text, OP.
Right. I need word for word copy and paste.
Screenshots.
Right. The same response T gave a day prior. After that, communication basically disappeared or was some repetition of similar themes. Then they started preparing to move out. They decided to get a place 3 minutes away from us. They have a dog, Cass, who was legally registered under my name because of vet access on my base. I'm military affiliated. When they moved out, we reminded them multiple times that Cass needed to be officially transferred to their ownership since they'd be taking him with them. The vet even sent them the transfer paperwork. We followed up by phone, text, and email several times over the course of a full month. They never responded to any of it. After 6 weeks, I let them know I would file a police report if they didn't legally sign for him. This is the only time I got a response. They sent a text stating that they were traveling abroad and couldn't sign the paperwork. They then said, "No need to file a report as his owners. You can pick Cass up at the boarding facility." So we did. The facility was 1.5 hours away. We assumed that that was their way of saying they couldn't care for him anymore, but instead of communicating, they ignored every follow-up and then sent a German lawyer letter accusing us of stealing the dog. The lawyer demanded we return Cass by a deadline or face legal action, even though 1, he's legally registered under our names, 2, they told us to pick him up, and 3, they ignored every opportunity to make the ownership official. To top it off, they registered him with a civilian database the day after we retrieved him, which doesn't require proof of ownership, just a microchip number. And by the way, I require that you listen to full episodes with more stories just like this one on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. Just search OK Storytime. I demand it. But there's
so you must.
You must. There's a little bit more to the story, but
yeah, that's wild.
yeah.
I will say, how long was it that the dog was in your care? Like, I don't think they should have sent a lawyer after you.
Right.
But can we just return the dog and move on?
Yeah, I think it was like 6 weeks, maybe.
6 weeks for the whole thing, though.
Yeah,
Like, I don't think they got the dog until the end of that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't.
Depending
really know.
on if they picked up or dropped off the dog,
'Cause
because
I
we didn't know
kind
which
of-
way that went.
Yeah, I
but-
didn't know what that meant either. I'm assuming he meant picked up, but I also imagined the dog to just be with them anyway because
That's
they
what I
were
was
living together. So
picturing,
I was
but-
like, where did they go? But maybe they were. It was like from a daycare type thing. And then,
Yeah.
like that's the what's it called? The facility.
Because I'm kind of like, okay, there's legal action. If this dog really hasn't been with you that long, sure, we can make a deal out of it. We can try to get
Mhm.
this dog's custody.
Mhm.
If we're worried about the safety of this dog, maybe it would be a better
Sure.
thing to do and to
Right.
follow through. But if they took fine care of the dog when they have the dog, then it's kind of like, just give them their dog back.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Save the headache.
There's a little bit more to the story, though. Fast forward 2 months later, they filed a report with the MPs who have reached out to me. When I gave my statement, they told me it was dumb and it's clear we own the dog.
Oh.
This entire time, all they had to do was sign a paper saying he's theirs, which they have refused. Now that's not even an option, and we've found a few people interested in purchasing him from us. Cass is safe, healthy, and loved. We've paid every vet bill and taken care of him since they left him behind. I don't even know how we got here, from best friends, basically family, to legal threats. We opened our home and hearts to them, and all we got in return was manipulation, avoidance, and an abandoned dog. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole for keeping the dog my ex-friends ignored, abandoned, and then tried to weaponize against me? What do you think?
No, because I'm also
No.
remembering the beginning of this story when they said that they literally did nothing to take care of like themselves or the house. So I'm sure
Yeah.
that dog wasn't taken care
I'm
of.
sure.
I don't like that you sold the dog for money, but that's my own
Sure.
personal opinion and has nothing to do with you or
Yeah,
this
yeah.
story.
I mean, I'm assuming it was just like, well, someone else just adopted the dog, and
It was the word
got-
purchase that
Yeah,
got
yeah,
me.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh,
It's
so you
like-
sold it for money.
like, just give
Just
it.
give it to
Give it.
somebody. Give
Yeah,
it to
yeah.
a loving home.
I get you.
But that's neither here nor there. Maybe
right.
maybe you didn't even do that.
Right. Different conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sucks, dude.
I'm glad that it was so easily in your favor, though, to just be like, we literally have the paper, like, we've sent them the paperwork. We are the legal owners.
Right.
We've given them every chance in the world. And they're
Right.
like, oh, yeah, it's your dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy.
Honestly, I know. I'm so glad that turned out well. But
God.
But that is the end of that story and the end of the episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.